Good afternoon, Paranerds. I hope your day is absolutely wonderful. And I welcome you back to 31 Days of Halloween. That's right, 31 Days of Halloween, where I'm still continuing to review 31 of my favorite horror movies. And we are on day 2. So, what do we have for day 2? Well, it's an environmental horror movie that when I was younger, there were a couple scenes in particular, of course, this sounds familiar, just like our last video, that when I literally saw what happened, I stopped the movie and I stopped watching because it freaked me out so bad and I had to stop it. So I did. And it was probably about 6 years later that I finally sat down and watched the movie. And of course, now I laugh at the scene because it's so hokey and it's not the greatest looking scene that it's okay to watch. And if you're wondering, I'm talking about the campground scene. And if you're wondering what movie we're talking about, well, today we're going to be talking about...
It is not the offspring of witchcraft or Satan. It was created by man. It will grow to be 15 feet tall. It will have huge eyes, webbed hands, hooked claws. It will walk upright. And it will mindlessly, mercilessly kill every living thing it meets. Prophecy.
Prophecy, the horror movie. It's made in 1979, directed masterfully by director John Frankenheimer. So, what is Prophecy? Prophecy is about Dr. Robert Verne, played by the wonderful Robert Foxworth, who is asked to go to Maine over a land dispute, a dispute that involves a lumber mill and the Native American tribe that lives there. As soon as he asks, he decides, I'll bring Maggie. We haven't had a vacation in a long time, so she might like to join me. Maggie, of course, played by the talented and beautiful Talia Shire. That's right, Adrian from the Rocky movies. The beautiful Talia Shire is in this movie, and she is amazing in this movie. She loves this movie. She had a great time filming this movie. She loves the environmental impact on this movie. And if you get the Scream Factory Blu-ray, I highly recommend watching the interview. It's fascinating. It's got all kinds of behind-the-scenes facts. I don't want to spoil it too much. I really want you to watch this movie on your own. So we're going to go through, we're going to finish the rest of this hypnosis. I'm going to finish the rest of this hypnosis. Hypnosis? Is that the word? I don't know. Do you know how to speak English? I don't know. Last time I checked. I think I do. Anyways, we're going to see what this is about, and then we'll continue on. Thanks, Paranerds, for hanging in there. Anyways, so Robert decides to bring Maggie, played by the beautiful Talia Shire. And once there, they meet the lumberyard foreman, Isley, played straightforward by Richard Dysart. Isley is very hard-headed. He's not a fan of the locals. He blames everything on them, such as violence, murder, disorderly contacts, as though they're just a bunch of drunk Indians, blah, blah, blah. Of course, it's back in the 1970s is when Indians was okay to say, I prefer Native Americans because they're Native Americans. Let's not get a whole spiel going on that. To be correct and out of respect, we're going to call them Native Americans. He blames everything on them. John Hawkes, played by the talented and amazing Armand Assante. Fantastic actor, fantastic action hero. Check him out in the Sylvester Stallone version of Judge Dredd. He does a great job in that film, so please check that out. Back to our prophecy. And Ramona, played by the wonderful and beautiful Victoria Rossimo, they're the head villagers. They meet Robert and Maggie and say, wow, these two will actually listen to what we have to say rather than all these people at the lumber mill who they're ignoring us. They blame everything on us. So let's talk to them, work with them, and see what we can't do to save our land, to save everything that's been going on. So excuse me, Hawks and Ramona tell Rob and Maggie what's going on. There's been a lot of deaths, birth defects, stillbirths, a lot of illness, people acting strange like they're drunk but they're not drinking, things like that. So a little bit later, Maggie and Robert end up meeting Ramona's grandfather, and he tells them this area of land, he calls it the Garden of Eden because everything here grows big and plentiful. And Robert immediately, he thinks he knows what's going on. He starts having his suspicions. So after hearing all this, he decides him and Maggie decide to go to the lumber mill, and they ask Isley, hey, what kind of chemicals are you using to treat the logs once you're done cutting them down and they're heading into the water? And Isley says, no harmful chemicals. We only use chlorine here. Robert doesn't believe that. He's having a hard time trusting that. So as Maggie and Robert are getting in the boat to go back to see Ramona and John Hawks, he notices a strange substance on the bottom of Maggie's shoe. A silvery, dry, but liquid substance. Mercury. They're using mercury to treat the logs, and it's leaking into the waters, which is causing the horrible birth defects and deformities. And speaking of deformities, while all this is going on, there's mysterious deaths and killings and horrible mutilations going on. It's because the mercury has mutated a gigantic bear. That's right, a bear. A giant mutated bear. And when you see this thing, when I was young, it scared the crap out of me. Poo Poo Pants City. Holy shit. Literally, holy shit. I can't say any more than that. Holy shit. Now, of course, Isley and the local authorities, they blame John Hawks, just trying to get attention and get back at the lumber mill for poisoning and attacking their land, but no, it's this fucking giant mutated bear. And now Rob, Maggie, Ramona, and John Hawks, who's run away from the authorities, they must all fight to prove his innocence and prove that, number one, there is a gigantic mutated bear killing everyone, and number two, that the lumber mill is poisoning this Native American land. It is a great ecological environmental horror film. It features some amazing locations. There's a lot of beautiful scenery in this movie. Wherever they filmed, it takes place in Maine. I think they filmed in Vancouver, though. Don't quote me on that. I'll have to do some double checking. But honestly, they did a fantastic job with this movie. Beautiful, stunning locations, wonderful acting. Like, everyone in this takes it very seriously. They don't take it as hokey. They could have just said, oh, I'm in this giant monster movie, who cares, blah blah blah. No, they did a wonderful job. Great acting, especially from Talia Shire, who steals the show as the movie starts to focus on her character coming to terms with the struggle of telling her husband, who wants no kids, feels like kids shouldn't be brought up. There's already enough starving kids in this world. He doesn't want to add to it. Well, guess what? She's pregnant. How does she tell him she's pregnant? Not only that, now not only is she pregnant, she's eaten some of the fish that have been poisoned by the mercury, and even one dose of that mercury could cause some kind of defect, deformity, and now she has to come to terms with that and somehow tell her husband she is pregnant. Again, I can't emphasize this enough. Talia Shire steals the show. Absolutely fantastic acting from her. I love her in this. She's wonderful actress. Wonderful. Rocky films. Come on, Adrian. Everyone knows it. Adrian. Everyone knows who fucking Adrian is. And in this, Talia Shire is amazing. She loved this movie. Like I said, if you find the Scream Factory Blu-ray, please watch the interview with her, because It was so informative. I loved it. I love Talia Shire in this. She was fantastic. She's a great actress. There's not. I'm going to continue to gloat about her. I don't care. She was wonderful in this movie. A little more about this movie. The score behind this movie is done very well. It heightens the atmosphere, heightens the mystery, and it gives you the chills when needed. It's got a great score. Now, little facts about this movie. Stephen King, yeah, horror author Stephen King is particularly fond of this movie. It's one of his favorites. Talia Shire's involvement in the film meant that Sylvester Stallone, he had to rewrite the final scenes in Rocky 2. So because of this movie, he had to, I got to rewrite this stuff. Thank you, Talia Shire, for not turning this movie down to do Rocky 2. You made this movie. If you ever watch this, Talia Shire, probably never, because I'm never going to probably make it huge, but Talia Shire, and if I'm butchering your name, I apologize, but if you ever see this, you are fucking wonderful in this movie. Thank you so much for being in this movie. Okay. According to John Frankenheimer, during post-production, the studio demanded he cut the film down from an R rating to PG. Frankenheimer personally felt this damaged the film, destroying the scariness it had created. I agree. It suffers. It does. It suffers from that. There is still some maulings. That one scene when I was a kid, the campground scene, that one got me. I was probably 8 or 9 at the time, but that one got me. But I think if it had all the violence and maybe gore and all that put back in it, it might have been a little more successful. But it's still, all in all, it's still a good movie to watch. It's fun. It doesn't take too long. It keeps going, keeps moving, and it's not a long movie. It does, you're not wasting 2-3 hours. It's probably about 90 minutes. So it's a good movie to just chill and watch. And it has a good environmental impact. Like, it'll make you think. A little bit more about this movie. Katahdin, which they call the mutant bear monster, is portrayed by 7'2" actor/stuntman Kevin Peter Hall. And if that name sounds familiar, well, that's because he played Predator. He went toe-to-toe with Arnold fucking Schwarzenegger. Fuck yeah, that's awesome. Not only that, he was Harry the Bigfoot in Harry and the Hendersons. So fucking range this guy has. Plays a serious, creepy fucking mutant bear monster. Plays Predator, one of the most badass sci-fi aliens out there. And plays the lovable and goofy Bigfoot. Like, fuck yeah, dude, awesome. One more final fact. There is a rumor that Katahdin serves as the influence of Man Bear Pig from South Park. That is a half man, half bear, half pig. Matt Stone and Trey Parker have not confirmed that. It's a rumor right now, but if you see it, it kind of makes sense. I give this film 3.5 ghosts. I personally give this film 3.5 ghosts out of 5. If you come across it, give it a chance. It's, like I said, it's a great environmental, ecological horror movie. It makes you think. It really makes you think about the impact, even back in the 1970s, of what we were doing to this planet to what now we're doing to this planet. We need to change. We're polluting this planet. This planet is fighting back. It is tired of us poisoning it. We need to change as a people, and we need to do so much more. I thank you so much for watching. If you watched the first film, the first video, Invaders from Mars, the first one to tell me how many times I say fantastic in that movie, and you DM me on Twitter, send me your address, I'll send you a free sticker and a wristband from my Chris Jimenez Paranormal Investigations. After watching the video after I uploaded it, I did not realize I said fantastic. Like, again, the first person to give me that count, I'll send you something. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment. Know that I do this to entertain you guys. I do this for me because all this stuff I have rattling around in my brain, it's causing my head to explode. If I don't get it out, my brain's going to come oozing out of my ears eventually. I do thank you for watching. Thank you for letting me spiel on some of my favorite movies. There will be paranormal stuff on this channel, I promise. It's October. It's the spooky season. We're going to have a lot of fun this month. I do apologize on the editing in the last video. I'm doing all of this on a smartphone. So I beg of you, give me a chance. It's starting to frickin' rain, so I hope the audio is okay. But thank you all so much for watching. Know that I truly appreciate you all. You're all my friends. Whoever watches this and likes this, you're all my friends forever. Thank you so much. Please, if you want to support this channel, check out my Patreon. The link is in the description. Even just $1 helps. You have no idea even just how much $1 helps. Again, if you're enjoying these videos, if you want to see more and you want to support, $1 helps. There's all a bunch of tiers. I believe the $50 tier, if you stay at that for more than a year, you get a custom painting. I will make a painting just for you. Now realize, I have no artistic talent, one bone in my body, but for you people, at $50, stay there for a year, I'm sending you a painting absolutely free. And it will be paranormal related. Thank you all for watching. I've said that about 12 times now. You are all beautiful people. I love you all. You truly mean the world to me. The support from this channel is amazing. I know I've only got like 21 subscribers right now, and to have 21 subscribers and I've only been a couple weeks, I'm happy to have. I'd love to have so many more, but I'm not gonna bitch and complain. All your support means the world to me. I thank you so much for supporting this channel, for watching the videos, for taking the time. Thank you. Tomorrow will be day 3. We're going to be doing a paranormal movie. It's a great one, so please stay tuned. There'll be a lot of behind the scenes facts for that one. I recently watched it, and it has quickly became one of my favorite ghost movies ever. I don't want to spoil it too much, but you'll see. Have a wonderful day. Thank you all, Paranerds. I love you all.